Right now, a woman in Kitwe just returned home after burying her 4-year-old son. Just last week, a 7-year-old boy watched as his father packed his bags and walked out the door after he and his mother divorced. Just a few days ago, a 32-year-old man rushed home to tell his wife that he had finally got a job, only to find her in bed with his best friend. Just this morning, a woman in Chipata could not find the right words to tell her daughter, who just passed her grade 9, that even though she did pass with flying colors, there was no money for her to go to grade 10. The things that these people go through, you cannot even want to imagine for yourself. So there are these people, and then there's you. You complain about the hairstyle you have. You complain about the kind of car that you drive. You complain about the kind of family that you have. You complain about small things. There are people in our country who go through these situations, others even worse. You may not know them, but some of them you know them. They are in your church, they are in your class, some of them you sit on the bus with, some are at work, and others are just within your social grouping. You see, I don't know about you, but we're living in harsh economic times. There are families in this country that are fighting losing financial battles. You walk around the streets, there are children that smile but are going to homes where they know they won't ask, why is it in Lelo? These things are real. The challenges we face are real. There are bigger challenges in homes and in these families that you can never see on the faces of people. So before you complain, remember that the things that you have, even half the things you have, there are people in our country who kneel down and pray to God more than 3 times a day just to have even half of the things you have. They pray. There are people who would kill to even wear one shoe. That's how harsh it is. So it's all about our attitude. What kind of attitude do you have? The things you have today, there was a day in your life you prayed to God to give them to you. Now that you have them, what is your attitude? Do you have an ungrateful attitude? Or do you have a thank you so much, God, I may not have it all, but I'm better than someone else and I'm thankful for that? Those are the new attitudes that we're seeking to preach. And we do hope that you take on a new spirit, a spirit of thank you. No matter how small it is, let us show that we're grateful. If God gives you something small today and you don't show appreciation for the small thing, then God knows that if He gives you the big things, if He blesses you with the bigger things, you forget about Him. So think about your attitude. Think about the next person you see. Some of these people, we see them in our families. We know they're suffering, but we are oblivious to that because we also decide to focus on our own problems. There are thousands of orphaned children in our country. There are children that have grown up without parents. But then there are the lucky ones who have parents. If you have your mother, if you have your father, or if you have both parents, consider yourself lucky. Go to your parents and hug them and show them that you love them. Don't just show it, but say it as well. If you have a parent, tell them you love them. They say that hearts are often broken by words left unspoken. So go out there and show some love. But then also remember to be grateful for what you have. There's no condition under the sun that is permanent. What you have today will be gone tomorrow. So ask yourself, am I appreciative or do I have a spirit to complain? Ultimately, it's all about our attitude. Some people have more and complain, others have less and are grateful.